Forgive the sore throat, but I want to show this off. It just arrived the other day. A few years ago, I made a video highlighting something that was up for pre-order. It was called at the time All That Remain, something like that. And it was a 6-inch Joel and Ellie 2-pack from The Last of Us Part 1. They have finally released it 3 years later from Lim Toys. It's now called The Rest of Us. It comes in this box, at least the 2-pack with Joel and Ellie comes in this box. Inside that container, because it's a 2-pack, you get really cool art boxes of Joel and Ellie using their straight up names and all that. That part I love, especially on the bases. So you got Joel here and then Ellie here. And since Ellie's box is a little bit shorter, to make up that space, the bonus stuff, if you buy the 2-pack, comes in the Rest of Us little package that contains the gas mask, the I think it's like the Walker liquor bottle or Waker, I forget what it says on there, the machete, and then the baseball bat. Now, inside each box, Joel, I love these containers. I mean, I was going to show and do a comparison. For example, when we get Joel together here, it kind of is a mix between the 1/6 scale and a regular action figure. Like here's Ellie and Joel from The Last of Us 2-pack. Here's a bit of a size comparison. This is 1 inch shorter than the 7-inch, I believe, is that. But if we go over here, just for an example, I might do more comparisons, but I understand the kind of the idea of how they pack the 1/6 scale in, but I'm really digging these slim. Everything is packed tight. It's in a really tiny box. Maybe there's a way to do that with the 1/6 scale. I don't know, but the presentation is just really packed in there. And you get an idea of the size of the gun. The two guns, that's not going to work, but it's a big difference between the sizes. The bricks and all that, you can measure them up. It's crazy. So these are 6-inch. Wow. All right, I got it back together. So these are 6-inch. The Joel and Ellie will start right with Joel. He lifts up. He's fully covered. Plastic. He lifts up, plastic tray. There's cool instructions in there. And then there's the stand and more goodies underneath. Now, I saw the preview pictures for when this guy was beginning to hit retailers. And Joel, right from the rip, he looks directly from the remaster. Joel's likeness is incredible. I mean, right away. Especially in the size it's in. Because you're not going to get all those finer details like you would in a 12-inch figure. But for the size, if you want to do a bigger diorama display, it's amazing. The quality of this release is amazing. And I want to showcase here, he's articulated, which 1/6 scale figures usually aren't. He's articulated in the abs. He has very good articulation in the arms and the legs. Overall, he's even got socks. When you roll these up, he even had 1/6 scale don't even have socks. There's amazing pieces of quality all throughout these very tiny collectibles. But great articulation, smooth articulation. He's got this glossiness in the eyes and very super fine details that I can't even pick up on my camera, that they're that fine. But front to back, he comes with fisted hands. Again, my camera's not going to pick it up, but he's got the finest trace of hair on his arms, on his chest. His boots look great. A little bit of wear on the one tip of the boot there. And then with his accessories, we'll slap him next to Joel over there from part 2. That's kind of a size comparison to give you an idea of what you're getting into. He comes with 3 pair, 6 total of alt hands, 2 fisted hands on him, a brick for him to hold. Where's my little? He's got his shank or shiv. He's got his watch that'll go on his wrist to cover up the hinge, which is awesome. He's got his one gun here and his revolver there. And the paint job is incredible. It's going to be so tiny, it's not going to... But the paint app is seriously impressive. Oh, come on now. Yeah, the paint application is very impressive. I should have picked that up a different way, but yeah, you could see it. How the paint goes from the handle to the metal. A lot has spillover, even in the bigger pieces. Ellie's rifle is one of the most impressive things. Stay for that, if anything. I brought the 1/6 scale rifle to show you something that blew my friggin' mind, but I'm finding a number of different things that are blowing my mind. So here's the accessories with Joel here. You take that part of the plastic tray off. You have a scissor here to give you an idea that you're going to use these wrist wraps for either covering his other articulation point, so that way you can't see a lick of articulation on him, or it'll tell you to move his clothes up to get better articulation in his body. Be careful with it, and it shows you how to put the scissors on the pipe, the bat, and here's some other movement. So this was cool, and it's taken from the game. That was a nice touch. Here's another plastic tray that's covered. And with, let me move Ellie over. With this Joel, we have the nail bomb. I'm going to grab it a certain way so you can see it. That looks just like the game. Yeah. That is awesome, especially for the size. You got the scissors that'll go on the shank. The hatchet here, really dark. One thing I would like a little bit more brown in the handle. A bit of a minor nitpick. The paint job on the shotgun is fantastic. The gradient and how the color from the pump to the stock to the metal stay where it needs to stay. Backpacks and material at this size always have a little bit of thickness to them, like pockets and all that. At a distance, you're not going to tell. It looks great. And it has the flashlight, which is something I missed earlier, and I thought, oh, well, he doesn't come with a flashlight. But this guy comes with a flashlight already on, which is amazing. That little detail there, which a minute ago I didn't think it came with it, because I thought it would be a piece like the 12-inch where you have to put it on yourself. Now, the base has his name on it. It's like a picture of a street, and it's, I'm assuming, glued on there. Some sort of plate. I don't think it's printed directly on the plastic, but anyhow, it says Joel Miller, and then you pull the plastic off, and you got a nice clean faceplate with some images there, some symbols, and a crotch grabber. But I want to move over to Ellie. Ellie has something. I'm going to get to her in a second, but I want to show you this because this blew my mind. So I was looking at the paint quality of the rifle, and it's done really well. It looks aged in the stock. This bolt is usually molded onto the stock, and then they try to paint into it in this size, but they had such a good job with the paint separation from the wood to the metal to the scope. In the scope, if you're familiar with this size, they did a fantastic job. And what's even getting better is in the barrel, you can see it's a hole. This isn't going to show good, but yeah, see the barrel is a hole. Yeah, right there, to make it look as realistic as possible. But look at the scope on the 12-inch one. Nice big, you got a lot of room to put the detail in. Now here's the small one. Look at the scope right away. Once the gun turns to you, they put like a little sticker. It looks like a bead, like a half circle bead sticker in there. I'm assuming that's what it is. And it mimics the glass in a scope so amazingly well. And then look at the end of the rifle has the hole. So this looks amazing for the size. There's a comparison. But the detail that they're packing in these little items are incredible. Here's Ellie. I wish I had a better setup. 3 years ago, I had a little bit of a better setup, but I moved away from doing some reviews. But I want to showcase. Ellie was the one thing I was still stuck on. The likeness in the final project, or the prototype, didn't scream, yes, grab it. But I have to say, getting it in hand, the quality is just through the roof. You have to see it in hand to understand it. The glossiness of the eyes, her freckles are not showing very clearly in hand either. They're there. They're just so fine and subtle that I almost kind of wish they were a little bit more pronounced. And I do wish she had that more iconic worried expression on her face. I know it's even represented in the artwork. Ellie just has that type of, and she's got like a more blushed look around the nose and the eyes. Here's another release that is another favorite. This expression has the worried look, but this also isn't the home run that I wanted it to be, but it goes well with the set here, the 12-inch set. But Ellie's so small, and you can kind of get an idea of, just in hand, of the quality. She is a very she's a figure that's just packed with really solid quality. I know from an angle here, for a little bit, you kind of get like a really what's the word I'm looking for? The likeness sets in, in a certain angle. But I do just kind of wish there was, this is the one thing, I kind of wish it was, maybe it's just me, I'm just not seeing it. With that said, it's still such a great piece. I didn't even take the things off, but her shoes look great. That faded look, you can move her. I'm glad they didn't glue this down. You can move her ponytail. She's got the weathered iconic shirt. Looks great. Moving over here, you have the bow, the book bag with, I'm assuming, I didn't look before. That was part of my problem, but yep, she's got the flashlight on the book bag. I love that. I'm losing my voice a little bit here. And then she has her gun brick. You got 2 sets of hands, and then the ones that come on her. Her knife is so small, and they did a great job on these arrows, and they are pointy. They look great. Here is the base, and again, this one has a picture on it. Some people thought that was a regular base with like dry brush dirt on it, but it is a picture, and Ellie Williams on it. I'm going to wrap this up because my throat is killing me. I just started getting sick today. I was doing a lot of house calls, so somebody got me sick, son of a bitch. Anyhow, here's a really fine tip on the arrows, just like the game. I'm sure they used a lot of game files for this stuff. Gun looks just like it. Friggin' amazing. Here's Joel and Ellie. I'm going to say get out of here, part 2. A huge, high, absolutely recommend if you can find these. They've been selling out fast once people started getting them in hand, and they started seeing that they are being released and the quality is as good as previous Lim Toys releases. They've been selling out, and I think the 2-pack is the only way to get the gas mask and stuff. So that was the thing I wanted. That's why I said definitely I'm gonna get the 2-pack, because I wanted to build a diorama, and I want the gas mask on his book bag. I don't even want it on Joel, but I'm gonna get going. Thank you very much for hanging out with me and taking a look at these. I know it's 3 years. I don't even really review figures much, but I wanted to show them off And if I can find time to get a little better of a setup, maybe we'll go over them and compare them with other Last of Us collectibles. Like seeing the bottle compared to the 1/6 scale bottle, that's crazy. And then look at the axe. We could show the pipe, but look at the axe. Look at that itty bitty thing. That's crazy. So don't forget, The Rest of Us, that's the new name. And the old name was All That Remains. Lim Toys, Limtoys. I hope you have a easy time scoring them if you are interested in picking them up. They right now are the definitive, especially in that scale. These are the definitive Last of Us Part 1 figures. But Lim Toys is coming out with a 12-inch version that will match the remake likenesses from, if I read that right. So if you're interested in getting this guy in the same quality as what you've just seen for Joel Ellie in Part 1 by Lim Toys, it's probably going to take a couple years, but 2 years, 3 years, easy. But keep an eye out for that, because that'll be hitting pre-order. And I don't know, I might switch this set for a Lim Toys set. I think I'm definitely gonna, because this set has like tripled in price. So I could sell this, wait 2 or 3 years now that I have the 6-inch, and then get the 12-inch, and then be good with a 12 and a 6, and I'll probably pay for it based off selling just the other one that I got. But all right, guys, don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out.